Okay, scholars, I've finished my work for the evening. I'm allowing myself the treat of thinking about poets, the poets you might choose to recite for the Poetry Out Loud project. You'll see what I've done. I've just filled in this search thing up here with the names of favorite poets of mine. And if you do so, like if you want to look for Robert Frost, for example, right? There he is. You click his name. That's all I've done. Get a little picture, and there are his poems. So there's Fire and Ice, the shortest poem in the entire contest. Oh, there we go. There's my boy Galway Canal. He's been here. He lives in Vermont. I think he's the greatest living American poet. St. Francis in the Sow is a cool poem. I think that Once Upon a Time, Sammy Mack recited that poem. That's a good one. What else do we have here? Oh, how about this? This guy, Robert Creeley, check him out. He lost one of his eyes when he was 5 years old. And let's see if it says a couple of his poems. This kid went to Holderness. Robert Creeley went to Holderness. So if you want to take one of his on, I haven't looked at these and I don't know his poetry well, but it's a little out there. He was pretty crazy. So Robert Creeley is your Holderness boy. Naomi Nye, I tried to get her to come. She cost $15,000 a visit. Several people have done this poem famous, including Lily Ford. She's spectacular. Palestinian American, who's brilliant. So Naomi Nye, I recommend her. Jane Kenyon, you have heard her poetry. It seems like every year somebody does Happiness, and quite well, I might add. Jane Kenyon was married to Donald Hall. Donald Hall is an ancient, homeless-looking guy who introduced who introduced Sharon Olds to us. Remember when we went down to see Sharon Olds? Sharon Olds, unfortunately, this year she's on here because her poems have been used in previous years, but not this year. So you're out of luck there. I guess they don't want anybody saying douchebag in a national contest. Before we get to Bly, let's go back to Donald Hall. So as I mentioned, Jane Kenyon was married to Donald Hall. This is the aforementioned old homeless-looking guy who we saw at Plymouth State introducing. He's spectacular. Oxcart Man has been made into a children's story, and it's really cool, but it's pretty long story about a farmer in New Hampshire who gathers all the stuff and goes to Portsmouth and sells it all and then walks home. So, you gotta love Donald Hall, right? His best friend is this guy, Robert Bly. Robert Bly has been to Holderness too. And he is legit, and I bet you'll like his poems. They're mildly surrealist. He also is the American who translated all of Thomas Transtromer's poetry. So they're not all connected, but a lot of them are friends, and they're brilliant ones. So Robert Bly is a good possibility. Charles Simic of the Dark Sunglasses is another New Hampshire poet. You'll see he was born in Yugoslavia. He teaches at UNH. He's really, really good. He has been Poet Laureate of the United States, as has Donald Hall. Uh, so, so there's another good one. Jane Kenyon we talked about. Oh, Gerard Manley Hopkins is wickedly dead, among other things. Boy, I think he was a Catholic priest. He was really Catholic. If you like musicality in poems, open one of these things up. This guy, really beautiful and well recited. He wins contests. So if you're interested in winning, maybe this shouldn't be your first poem, but if you win the class competition, Hopkins would be a good guy to be working on for a second or a third poem. Just brilliant, and really kind of musical and hopeful and joyful. We're back to Galway Canal, my boy Galway. Who did I forget to put in? Don't wanna leave without. What about Maxine Cumin? Remember her last year? Is she in here? Yeah, she is. Maxine Cumin, what do you got for us? Ooh, there she is, looking a little old. So there's one poem by her as well. All right, those are the Dern recommendations for Poetry Out Loud, and I hope you find a poem you love. If you find a poem you love, this whole endeavor is worth it. Adios.